Good God Almighty, take the wheel. Shannon Sharp, what have you gotten yourself into, brother? What we got going on here? You know why it seemed like ever since his podcast had blew up a little more after the Cat Williams interview, that since then it just seemed like they've been trying to get Uncle Shannon up out of here, man. It been predicament after predicament, headline after headline. Old Unc can't catch a break. It wasn't even that long ago the Instagram fiasco had went down when he was calling out Michelle name and all this, right? And now it's a Gabriella who's saying they were together for 2 years and Sharp was doing her dirty, is what she's saying. Accusing that man of rape, saying he threatened her during the time they had this situation, suing him for over $50 million. And they trying hard too. She putting the utmost effort into trying to come up off Shay Shay. If that is what it is, for the most part, I think most people agree that this looks to be a shakedown. Or then maybe some people do feel he's guilty. But whatever the case, what we got? Leaked messages. We got leaked audio that I do question, by the way. $50 million is the goal for Gabriella, aka Jane Doe, suing him for what? Pain and suffering, psychological and emotional distress, mental anguish, embarrassment, and humiliation. I mean, let her tell it. They paint Shannon as a damn demon, right? He was controlling, physically abusive, all of this had choked her. Shannon obviously addresses this, and he basically is like, come on now. Stop playing with me. Y'all know she lying. All she trying to do is stick me for my paper.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
To prove how much he really was fronting, him and his lawyer, they dropped some texts from her to him. Now that's when it started getting a little weird. They wanted the whole world to see that Shorty is a straight freak. Like, wait a minute, y'all better ask somebody. Y'all better ask somebody. That's the point Dave was trying to get across with these texts. Eyebrows started raising for real at that point because there was more questions than answers. People wondered, well, if this is what she felt comfortable sending to him, if she felt this comfortable to say these things to him, what was his response? That's what some people was looking at it like. Based on the text, it's obvious them having combos like this was the norm. That was their relationship. They saying, listen, this was all consensual, nothing more, nothing less. Shay Shay be getting down, man. You hear me? Unc be getting down when he ain't on them podcasts and things like that. 56 years old, he getting it cracking out here. And it's not a crime. He's grown. And she's grown. Well, barely, from what we found out. If that's the case, they're still grown though. And as you're reading these messages and you see the whole put a big black baby in me, mind you, at first folks didn't know what the girl looked like. Her background, her ethnicity. But, people kind of had an idea because Shannon not really knowing to even deal with black women. So he kind of narrowed it down. But, like that, just from how he carried himself, you can tell the type of women he's kind of into. So when it was revealed who Gabriella was, this 19, 20-year-old girl who obviously is not black. I know when I finally seen her, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like, yo, she is not all of that to be going through all of this for, bro. I'm just being honest. I do not see the appeal. She must have been putting it down on him. Had to be. You know, that's just me though. But ultimately, it's like, wait a minute, Shannon. Wait a damn minute here. You find it sexual to hear this girl say the words "big black baby," especially the black women. Oh, they was going in on Shannon, man. They was going in on. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the sisters, they was kind of like the hell with Shannon. He don't like us anyway. He already done talked down on us. You know, a lot of folks never forgot certain remarks that Shannon had made. So for them to see this playing out the way it is, they don't really got no sympathy for Unc, man. And you know, it's his prerogative if he only deals with other ethnicities as far as women goes. But to see that whole big black baby thing, to see that that might have been an actual turn on for him, yeah, that's a little different. That's a little different. I'll say this as far as that audio thing, I believe that there's some tampering going on. I truly feel that thing was chopped and screwed as more of an attempt to make that man look away. I do. We ain't even gonna act like it's not a possibility. We talking about over 50 million this girl going for. In these situations, the accusers, half the time, they will play a dirtier game, whatever it takes to convince the public. That's just me. But y'all listen and y'all let me know.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
I don't know, man. When it goes down like this, what we're seeing, it's like just when you think you heard everything, just when you think you've seen everything from both sides, it's like, just give it some time. What's next? What's the next move? You can never really be surprised. And Shannon, he did offer to settle out of the situation by offering 10 mil, and that got shot down. The lawyer insinuating that Shannon was trying to settle because he's a guilty man, but that's not how I take it. That's not how I look at it. I feel like it's just a man saying, listen, you know what? If it's about money, if it's money you want, I'll just hand you some damn money. Shoot, I got it. If you really want money, just take this. Leave me alone. We ain't even got to go through all of this. This is unnecessary. If that's what you're looking for, take this, get out my face, and get out my life. That's how I took it. It's important to keep in mind anyway that this lawyer, Tony Busby, was the same dude that tried to get Jay-Z out of here when that situation was going on. And so I feel like this whole thing is actually orchestrated by him anyway. It's just looking like he gained a reputation for targeting successful black men. It's a nasty situation, man. You know, and it's being debated on if Shannon should be fired and all of this stuff now. I don't hate Shannon myself. You know, I'm not like a number one fan of the man, but I don't want to see another brother being shook down, taken down, if that is what it is, you know. He don't seem like a guy to do these things if they weren't consensual, if it wasn't something they both agreed to, but the real is, I don't know Shannon like that. And these celebs be moving real slimy behind closed doors. We done seen that. This past year been a year of exposure, seemed like. But if he really is innocent, it's like, damn, leave that man alone. Like, I wish for everything to be everything. I don't wish that on a soul to be in this predicament. You know, he's another brother at the end of the day. What if it's just a diabolical mission that this girl and the Busby dude is on? Busby. That name sound like somebody who want to take down a black man anyway. I'm just saying. You know, it's kind of crazy how they had re-released a clip of Monique being on Shannon's show. And even though she was laughing and he was laughing when she said this, I think some people feel like if he would have listened to Monique, maybe he wouldn't be in this situation. She had told him, Shannon, you're 50-something years old. You need to leave these young girls alone. And it's ironic how just last week, it had got announced that Shannon was getting ready to come up on $100 million, right? And just 7 days later, all this comes out. Something to think about. But what do you learn from a situation like this? You have to be careful who you deal with. Comments, thoughts, opinions, realest one gone.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown.